Welcome everyone to episode 6, Corona edition.
The virus or the beer?
I thought it was the same thing. That to just get a cure, you just throw a little lime on it.
Put the lime in the. What is a Corona like marketing team right now? Like what the hell? Like,
You know what? I have not seen a Corona commercial since this thing happened.
what would you prefer for them to like go in on it, like make fun of themselves, or just make fun of yourself? Like, hey, why enjoy the Corona with a Corona?
A quick commercial. Just we're not the virus.
They should go all in, especially this day and age when everything is like super self-aware and people understand. Like, well, most people understand. Like,
Have you been to the stores lately? I don't think people understand the thing.
have you seen that meme? It was like two people with like shopping carts for like toilet paper, paper towels, sanitizer. And like, and in the middle between them, it's just a dude with like beer.
See, someone got their priorities straight.
Yo, it's like straight up. That dude's like, listen,
I'm gonna get fucked up.
I'm gonna get fucked up. None of this shit matters. I have to go to work tomorrow, the next day anyway. So
Exactly. My ass is still going to work while some people are working from home. Lucky bastards.
yeah,
I unfortunately can't work from home.
yeah. What the fuck would you do?
Send those shipments out.
Yeah, speaking of working from home, that's gonna be interesting. I wonder how this is gonna impact a lot of things, like especially in the entertainment industry.
The entire entertainment industry is shutting down.
Because in California, like they're in a worse state of emergency than we are here. Like they're straight up like.
Let's see things that have already been pushed back. There's the Falcon and the Winter Soldier has halted production, but they were in Prague. And that's because they shut down the whole entire country. So they're back in Atlanta. I don't know if they're still filming.
But you would figure like stuff like CGI stuff.
Yeah.
Like unless they fucking haul these big ass computers home or some shit. Like I'm sure they could work on modeling at home and stuff like that.
I'm gonna say I'm sure they have a powerful enough. These people.
But there are certain things that I'm pretty sure they need to be at the office to do.
Right.
Like, and you figure a lot of things. Some things will get delayed that we just don't know about. And the movie industry is different because they're very open, so you know years in advance when something's coming out.
Yeah.
So and then it gets delayed. You're like, okay, it got delayed. But in games, what stuff was gonna get announced at E3 this year? RIP. Like that, we won't know that it got delayed. You know what I mean?
E3, a number of things that have got a number of things that got canceled this week.
Everything's getting canceled. Everything. Like it's
E3, I feel was a little quick on the button just because they're in late June, July.
Yeah.
So I was like, I think he could have waited at least another month.
They could have, but I think a lot of that planning happens now.
Yeah.
So a lot of like getting those venues and like laying it out and all that stuff. And I'm pretty sure E3, just me saying, like, I'm pretty sure they're kind of happy that not that this is happening, but like maybe they could get taken out this year and like hold off and like really go in and replan.
Try to come up with an idea of how can we make people actually want to watch this again?
Yeah,
they want to show up.
Yeah, that's a problem. People will watch it. People will watch it regardless.
Because you figure Microsoft and Sony are still going to do something over that week, probably like just from their headquarters or something.
Yeah,
in hazmat suits.
They're outside. Phil Spencer's outside. You know, usually Phil Spencer like
gonna come in looking like Darth Vader.
No, like the meme. The meme is usually that he's wearing like a jacket and like a t-shirt underneath, and the t-shirt is usually like hinting at something. What like hazmat suit? Like what's he having on? What's he have on? Oh shit. But you know what kind of bums me out? Jason Schreier of Kotaku said that. He's pretty fucking reliable. This dude, when he says something, it's legit. That the thing that was like, you know how we always expecting that Rocksteady game and all that stuff. And I'm like, fucking course. Supposedly WB would plan to do like a press conference this year.
Oh jeez.
To show off the new Batman game, the whatever Rocksteady's working on, and the new Harry Potter game. I was like, of fucking course.
I call bullshit. I think they just leaked that to make people think they were going to do that. And they're like, yeah, they thought we got something. Nah, go ahead. Go with that story.
Jesus Christ. At this point, like, I don't think consoles will get delayed. Because that's something that's getting manufactured later on, like in August and stuff.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, like, so even if they might be at delay because you figure a lot of shit's backed up already. So like these factories probably already super backed up.
Probably. It can't get any worse at this point. So.
Yeah, at this point, yeah. No, actually, it could get worse. It will keep getting worse. It'll keep getting worse. Do you think the console will get delayed? I don't think they will get delayed, but I want to see what you think.
I think the supply is going to be a lot more limited.
Yes. So you're not fucking people doing Fight Club.
Yeah, we've already seen that over the weekend. Over toilet paper.
I know. So it's like, people, like, what are you guys doing?
My wife came home with a freaking actual pack of toilet paper. I'm like, who'd you stab for this?
Yeah, my wife went. She was at Walmart like 2 days ago, and I was like, listen, if it's toilet paper for us, if shit gets bad, whatever, don't worry about the toilet paper. Get fucking diapers. Like, if you see diapers, just go.
I was in school last night. One of the instructors was literally on Amazon trying to buy diapers because everywhere he went, they were going out. He's like, oh, there's 50 here. Goes in to check out, sold out.
Yep.
He's like, what the fuck?
Yep. Diapers, like they're. But she was able to find a box, but I was like, man, hopefully, like, because the other thing is that kind of like the virus itself is like, it is what it is, but like it's just. I wonder what's gonna get impacted, like as soon as the more lockdowns go through.
Yeah, not for nothing. I picture your wife going to fucking like the supermarket, looking like Michonne from Walking Dead with her sword.
With two decapitated heads. Yeah. Jesus Christ!
Step away from the toilet paper.
There wasn't anything. It's a problem. She sent me some videos. It was empty. I'm like, Jesus Christ!
Oh yeah.
But the food was full. I'm like, oh.
No, my wife said everything was empty today. So.
Yeah, I bet. My mother-in-law actually works at a Market Basket, and
that's a local thing for people outside of.
Yeah, it's your big ass supermarket store. Supposedly, like, there's just not enough employees to restock. Is that they don't have?
Yeah, there's stuff in the back. It's just everybody's out front trying to deal with the crowd to check them out and everything.
Yeah, and there's not enough people to actually restock everything. Like, every single time you put one, somebody grabs one. So it's like, it's like a chain that never ends, so it never ends up stocked.
Yeah, I hear the managers of Market Basket are literally telling their employees, if my ass has to be here, your ass is going to be here too. Don't call in sick because, oh no, I don't want to get... No, fuck it. If I'm going to show up, you're showing up.
Yeah, I want... Yeah, man, it's
the
really
end of days.
Yeah, it really is. So...
At least for people without common sense.
Yeah. Seeing like videos and stuff of like other countries like on lockdown, it's really like...
It's just for because I know somebody will listen to this and take it the wrong way. I mean by common sense for younger folk. Obviously, if you're an older person, stay home. Yeah. Don't go out. But y'all younger people, you're fine. Go. Get the fuck out of it.
Don't buy the goddamn toilet paper. Don't be that guy. Like.
And don't beep at me when you see me in the highway, you asshole. I'm driving a big truck, goddammit. Get out of my way.
Yeah, junk in the trunk?
I did.
So
do we get all the depressing stuff out of the way yet?
No, I'm pretty sure it'll come up again because it's kind of hard to like.
Speaking of depressing, it actually combines video games and shows and movies. Last of Us HBO show. Right there, with the Chernobyl rating. I saw a couple episodes of Chernobyl. I didn't get to finish it because my wife was kind of grossed out of some of the episodes. And
is it crazy?
Well, when it gets to the point where it starts showing the effects of the whole radiation, yeah.
But is it tense though? Like the?
It's tense. It's depressing. Last of Us.
Yeah. You see, normally I would have been like, guy, why, whatever. But like the fact that Neil Druckmann is behind it and the dude from Chernobyl, I'm like, okay.
And they just recently got the composer of Last of Us.
So like, the mastermind behind Last of Us is doing this thing, and the only thing that makes me feel like, man,
I just hope it's not a shot-for-shot thing.
It can't be. It can't be.
But they have confirmed it's going to be Joel.
And then it just can't be a shot for shot because the game a lot of the time is just you two. Like you can't have a show just two people, right? Like
or just don't deviate that story a little.
Yeah, open it up. Speaking of, because I haven't seen Chernobyl, but people I've seen reviews of it, and people describe it to me as like, not describe it to me, like reviews describe it as like, tense in the sense like you can't see this thing that's like the radiation, you can't see it.
Yeah,
so like that tenseness of like not knowing where it is or whatever.
I could say they could do the spores.
The spores in that sense, you could make the spores be a real threat, and if they lean on that angle, that horror aspect of Last of Us, I think that could work.
Yeah,
that could work, and make like, but they'll have to introduce more characters. It needs to be more right,
which they would. They obviously are either that or characters that they do meet in the game expand. A little bit
like
more.
they'll probably hit like some story beats in a sense, but like maybe not exact, because especially how things get written, right, and especially the TV shows, how like this character's we're gonna kill him off in season 2 or whatever, right? But it's very popular in season 1, so like okay, let's continue writing him on.
Well, the perfect example of that was Walking Dead. Shane is supposed to die early on.
Yeah, and they kept him on,
but because the actor's so fantastic on it, they were like, oh, let's try to keep him on as long as we can. And they even to this day they would say they like we regret killing him off.
It was great. I think that was what the show was at its best when Rick and Shane were going at it. But anyways, like you could see spoilers for Last of Us. You could see like Tess, for example. She dies when you get to the government building.
She dies.
You could see them like for whatever reason extending that or like changing the order of
or make her and Joel more of a love interest thing. Maybe probably have that so it
make it more obvious because they kind of were right.
Yeah, but there wasn't like an obvious thing. But they'll make him build that up a little more so you feel more when she gets killed off. If they go that route. Oh no, because they said it's a retelling of the first game, or they just said Joel and Ellie are in it. They said Joel and Ellie, and they said Ellie's gonna be lesbian. Yeah, but I wonder. Sorry, Lee. What if they? God, don't bring that up. What if they? Those 5 years in between Last of Us 1 and 2. What if it's set there? They could do that too. But they can't do major things there, right? Cause no, but not to the main like. I mean, but you do have the writer of the series there, like if they decide if they say okay, this is canon part of this story, like it takes place. I don't think that's the right thing to do, but what if? Or you could do first season retell the story. You could actually probably spread that out for 2 seasons. To be honest with you, maybe even 3. Yeah, because it's a pretty long story. Because remember they traveled from Boston all the way to Salt Lake City. But you don't want to become a Walking Dead season 2 either, where it just kind of slowly limped along, waiting for the good episodes. Yeah, like for a fact, like if people are expecting a shot for shot, I don't think it'll be that because it can't be that because there are things in games that are just impossible to do in the TV show, right? And things in TV shows impossible than games. Like it'll definitely, if it's a retelling, it'll be different. I don't think it'll be maybe carried on the spirit. That's the main thing you always want to keep is keep the spirit of the story, but change it up enough. How much you want to bet that they might do the angle like the beginning part of Last of Us when it's in the past? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if like half the first season is like doing past stuff, like make that the mutation part longer, or maybe take the entire first season or do a Witcher type thing, like it goes back and forth between like back then and. He could. I see it being more of like a whole. I can see them dedicating a whole episode to it. I don't know if they'll do more than that. Personally, I just wonder because just to expand maybe Joel's character maybe a little bit more. And but I think they want to keep like they might do it just to show more of the relationship with his brother to like Yeah, because it makes you think like what new could they show? Like what new could they show? And the thing that the first game kind of showed a little bit was just the. Like when it started going down, maybe they could show more of what really happened, like as society was collapsing on itself, and how the Fireflies got formed and all that stuff. You can see that leading on. You can see why Joel and his brother kind of went their separate ways for a bit, because they could show definitely that whole tension between them. And I could definitely, and I think the logo they showed off when they announced it was a Firefly logo, right? So you could see them like actually expanding the Fireflies to be something more, like a lot more. I'm glad they also went the TV show route instead of the movie. Oh God, it needed to be a TV show. That's the only way you could expand these characters and make you care for them. No, it's too much story to try to fit into a 2-hour film.
Yeah.
Not like films are actually 2 hours these days anyway. It's like 2.5 hours for everything.
What do you expect this thing, like 2022, I'm guessing, right? Because they think they're going to start writing it after the game is done?
Yeah.
So
but TV shows are iffy because normally you can announce it and then like the next year it could be out. Especially something like Last of Us where you can do it.
It'll be easier for them to film now. They just go out.
Just go outside.
Yeah,
just
like
take a camera with you.
Bunch of people with masks on. It's gonna be great. They just fucking record outside. You're good.
But it doesn't require like a lot of effects. I would say, other than like the creatures effect. But you could. Walking Dead does it every year. So
I mean, yeah. The only thing is you see a little more is like, for example, like the Boston scene in the first, the building collapsed on top of each other, stuff like that, maybe. But in the game, you need to do that because like you're in the world you're controlling, so you need to look around. And in the show, I can see them like not pointing at the fucking buildings all the time.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that's just going to be like a background thing. So
yeah.
Do some green screen.
Do you think they're going to start it like the cities? Are they going to keep it like it starts in Texas, goes up to Boston, then go to Pittsburgh and stuff?
They may change it up.
The way they do it, right?
They'll probably change it up a little bit.
What's their obsession with like New England, kind of? Because like Uncharted 4 was the same thing, right? Like
I don't know, maybe it's just people who write it.
I know the writer. Wait, did he? Yeah, the writer. He went to school in Northeastern.
No, that's probably it then.
So
he probably just has a fondness for Boston.
Because in Uncharted 4, if I remember, the orphanage where Nathan Drake is from, they hint that it is like it's not Boston, it's a New England city. Like
yeah.
So
probably more than likely it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'll take in whatever they put out. Like at this point, like there's Naughty Dog. I mean Neil Druckmann at this point. Now, all the games that he's worked on have been my favorite Naughty Dog games.
Yeah.
So Uncharted 2, Last of Us, Uncharted 4. Those are my 3 favorite games from them. So I'm really looking forward to this thing.
Yeah, it should be good. And also put this under rumor. Just has nothing to do with Last of Us though. This one out.
How dare you?
So a rumor has come out about Spider-Man 3. It's yet to be confirmed, but it's from what I was reading, it's from a source that's usually not wrong. Obviously, if you watched
Tom Holland, he leaked it as a source.
I don't think they let Tom Holland read anything.
So, you know he leaked the Uncharted shit movie stuff. I guess he said, "Yeah, we're gonna begin shooting in 2 weeks." And I guess it's actually true. Like it was supposed to begin shooting soon.
Well, everybody knew it was shooting soon. That's the reason they changed directors again, because that director couldn't shoot with the time frame that they were giving him, and they want to get it out because they're tired of delaying the goddamn movie. So
that means movies gotta be great now.
Yeah. Here's hope.
Watch it be awesome.
Hey, we thought Sonic was gonna suck. It ended up being pretty damn good. So
I haven't seen it yet. I'll wait for you to buy it. Anyways, continue.
God damn it.
We like your friends.
But there's a rumor. Obviously, you know what happened. Spider-Man's in some deep shit to start the next film.
Yeah.
So there's a certain lawyer that they say is going to be in there.
Certain lawyer?
Certain big-time lawyer and they also say will be played by a similar person that you might recognize.
Similar person, like the same guy?
Yes.
So
they might be bringing that.
So that's a way into this universe?
Yeah. It's a lawyer. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, the rumor is that Charlie Cox will be reprising his role as Matt Murdock.
And is fucking everybody, the whole cast, or just Charlie Cox?
Well, the rumor right now is him, but if you assume if they bring him, that they'd bring the cast. And also with that, there's also hope for the other characters in that universe to come over.
Because if they make that version of Daredevil exist, that means everybody else exists.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're part of that world.
Of course, they'd probably find some loophole for people who don't want to sign a contract. Why does Luke Cage look different?
Oh, I got the aliens came down.
What are you talking about? I always look this way.
Yeah, like, so what's the rumor? Like, where's that rumor stem from? Like, what's the...
It was... The original website was sketchy, but somebody who did some research on it, and they said it sounds legit, actually. So,
what about
But it's still very early stages, so this could all change.
Do we know like what the plot is for what angle?
Spider-Man's in deep shit. Because
like we knew about Mysterio for like those rumors were going around.
Yeah,
right after.
They're still like in the planning stages of the script, which I think. Well, not planning. I think they have like a draft written.
I think you think this is the one they're gonna try to blend in Venom in there.
Sony might be forcing their hand on that. So yeah.
Boy.
Venom, Morbius, the other hit movie that's gonna be coming out.
Yes. God.
Morbius was the greatest movie of 1998.
It looks like it.
It does look like it.
It looks just like it.
It's like, this looks like Blade all over again.
I don't know. That trailer I saw, I'm like, does nothing. Legit nothing for me.
Sorry, Jared Leto. I know you're not exactly having a great streak right now.
Yeah, dude.
And keeping on the comic book talk, you hear the rumors of the Batman?
What about it?
That they're looking for Johnny Depp to play the Joker. Sounds interesting. People are freaking out because they're like, oh, we gotta have another Joker. Listen, Matt Reeves has already said they will have portions that take place in Arkham Asylum, and he wants to build the world up. So, yes, he's casting these big name characters for parts. Doesn't mean they're gonna be in the whole movie. It could just be a freaking cameo in the background, walking through Arkham Asylum. But he's just trying to build that world, create it so you have people.
This movie doesn't it take place the early years of
It's like his second year as Batman, which is why
Joker's already in the. I mean, they could do whatever they want, obviously, but
I mean, they already have Penguin, Two-Face.
You see, Johnny Depp, I think I would like whatever Joker he does. I think I would like it, but I think
I could see him playing a good one.
I just don't think the public perception of it, people just won't like it.
Well, you never know.
Because how is it the shadow of Heath Ledger still out there? I know Joaquin Phoenix, but I think it's Joaquin Phoenix Joker was so different that's I don't know.
I've seen the movie. I'm like, it was a great movie. That's not Joker to me though. That's some guy in a clown costume.
But so I think that was it the speculation that maybe it's just this Joker is just what inspires the actual Joker?
That's what they're going with now because it also takes place in the past.
So you could see it. Yeah,
I can see it inspiring. Yeah, somebody else. But
yeah, to be the actual Joker. Yeah.
I mean, you figure the comics are going with 3 different Jokers, so for 3 different eras.
Although I would this Joker, the recent Joker, doesn't need to be part of anything, but.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Actually, I was surprised that they even had Bruce Wayne in there. I was just oh, wow, I did.
It was just for that. It was just to tie it in. So,
I know,
so you know.
But part of me, I was I just hope they don't even get anywhere near it, because then
I mean, it was.
Then you set so much shit up by doing that. You just.
I know. I don't. And I believe. Joker's been out for a fucking while now, so spoilers for the Joker. Towards the end, when that guy goes and shoots, basically.
Oh, you think that's him?
That's not him, but I think Bruce Wayne's parents, basically. It was in the same alley or whatever.
Uh-huh.
They don't fully confirm it, but
that is them.
Yeah, this is them.
But it looks just the dude that shoots him looks like he's wearing the similar.
Yeah, but it was they show I think before he went out there because it's at the same time that he's escaping from the hospital, isn't it? So he's not escaping, but he's in the police car. So, but. That part, I believe the director said was kind of the studio kind of forcing it on. You need to have it tie in to Batman.
Just in case.
And Joaquin's like, I'm not doing a fucking sequel. And now he's talking about he wants to do one, so who knows? Who knows with that guy? He's weird. I've watched all the award season and every one of his freaking speeches.
He's just awkward the entire time.
You're a weird dude.
But I think that
you're smart and a brilliant actor, but you're a weird dude.
But I love the Joker. To me, that was the equivalent to me. One of my favorite superhero movies was the Wolverine, and I mean Wolverine, Logan. And to me, it's on that level. To me, in my mind how good it was, in my opinion. Especially at the end, all those twists they threw at you. That's what made it for me. It's like, oh my god, that's all his mind. Like, this fucking crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that to me was fucking pretty cool.
It was alright.
Don't you fucking dare.
I wasn't as big a fan as you, so just keep it there.
Speaking of twists and movies, I actually was watching, because our last podcast we were talking about, what's the name of the movie? The Invisible Man?
Yes.
The
Invisible Man, yeah.
So I'm like, alright, so I'm not going to watch this. So I just did like a recap of the movie on YouTube. Like,
so you got to that twist part I was talking about?
Yeah. I was like, George was not lying. This fucking thing is turned to something completely different than we were expecting.
Yeah.
Is that like the last half hour of the movie that they start fucking dropping those bombs? Or
yeah. It's like...
It turns to like a tech type thing now, like a thriller, like sci-fi in the sense.
Well, the tech thing is there from the beginning.
Spoilers.
Yes, spoilers. It's been out for a couple weeks now, so if you haven't seen it, you're probably infected with something. So, apologies.
Yeah.
That's the case.
Go get yourself tested.
Yeah. If they let you get tested.
Don't leave you. If you're in the U.S., good luck.
Yeah. You gotta be rich to get tested.
Yeah, let's just put a little lemon, a little salt, and you're on your way.
Just some Vicks.
If you got Vicks menthol,
put some Vicks in your chest, you're good.
You're good. Go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wake up in the morning, fresh.
Yeah.
New man. Or woman.
You make a tea with like apples, put them in it, and like cinnamon and like onion and all that crap. You make a fucking brew.
They make a crazy tea.
I know, you make some brew.
They just fucking, they have some ginger fucking shit in this.
You're like, fucking, this is alchemy. You guys are fucking...
It tastes like shit, but it works.
Yeah.
You drink it, you're like, oh, I can't finish it.
Of course, because the virus has no choice but to fuck leave. Like, oh, I gotta get the fuck out of here. The fuck is doing this virus?
This motherfucker crazy. Fuck this shit. I'm out.
Find the nearest exit.
Tapping out.
Straight up. So yeah.
But yeah, that's just...
In the news. The world, besides everything getting delayed.
I don't know, there was more. I'm just drawing a blank right now. If only there was some adventure.
Is there anything that came out like yesterday in the movie theater?
Bloodshot came out. The Hunt, the movie that was delayed from last August. I haven't seen anything yet.
I saw the...
last movie I saw was Onward. Actually, I could review Onward. Goddamn Pixar.
They're good?
I'm just gonna say it because I got teary-eyed in that goddamn movie. I'm like sitting there, I'm like... And people in the theater were crying.
Beginning?
No, not the beginning. Just the overall story. Because it's... Minor spoilers. Not full spoilers, very minor, but it's... regarding plot, they trick you to go in there to think it's gonna be like this father and son story, but it's actually about the brothers and their whole relationship. And they get you at the feels towards the end.
They always do.
I don't get what people are talking about. They're like, "Oh, this is not a great Pixar movie."
I was gonna ask you that because I seen that. Like, it's like, oh, it's good, but not great.
It's like you guys just have this weird. I mean, granted, Pixar does have like this high standard for them. So, but
if that's a hit, fucking a 10, it's a problem.
Exactly, but people forget, shitty Pixar film is still 20 times better than other animated films. So.
But it feels weird though. Doesn't it feel like this movie just came and went?
It came out like what, a week or two ago?
Was it? Like I think
it was last week. Yeah, it was last week.
I haven't heard much hype for it. I mean, maybe because I'm out of the loop. I don't know.
Well, there's also a virus going around that's preventing people from going to the theater. So.
You know, Bloodshot actually looks pretty good. I know it looks like a dumb action movie, but the concept of it looks pretty cool. Well,
it's based on a variant comic.
Never read it.
Yeah, I never read it, but I've heard of it. I never actually read the characters. But the only thing I've read in the review, I don't read the full reviews until I actually watch a movie. Mm-hmm. But I couldn't get away from the first line. It takes Vin Diesel 8 minutes in this film, or 15 minutes, something like that, before he throws on a white tank top.
Did he talk about family right after that?
It's all about family.
Like, oh shit.
His family is not coming out this April.
Yeah.
A whole year. I think that was overboard in that. Ooh.
Did you imagine they were like in deep shit trying to make this movie done? Oh shit! If we delay for a year, that's all we need.
I don't know, it's just random. Like other movie films are like delaying for weeks, or just waiting to see till everything dies down a little bit, and then announce something. Nope, Vin Diesel and his crew came out. Coming out next year.
Listen, if by September this shit, like, it was still at this point, man, like shit's still getting delayed and stuff. Like 2 weeks, I think is the right amount because you figure like wait, how long did it take China?
I mean, schools are delayed for 2 weeks. Fucking almost everything.
You know what's funny? Boston schools are not like the actual Boston schools are not. Only like one.
One. Yeah.
People are like, what the fuck?
And over here, Methuen is shut down for 2 weeks. Haverhill shut down for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Lawrence.
I don't know if they are.
I think that Lawrence shut down first before Methuen or Haverhill. They were shut down on Thursday.
I know we got like a thing saying like, hey, if you miss work or whatever, like we'll pay you whatever, we'll refund that money back or some shit.
If you miss work, you lazy prick.
Where you at? I'm homesick.
The fuck you mean you're homesick?
We some horse to get picked.
No.
You know exactly how it is.
I know. And
the next day, so you were sick, huh? You feel good now?
How crazy is it that all this Mulan hype, I didn't even freaking realize that Jet Li was in the movie.
Dude,
it's just...
Are people spreading shit about him that he's like
dying and stuff? Yeah, he does have some
illness,
but he's come out and said he's like, I've had this for years.
Because people making it seem like I thought 2015 and we lost the Jet Li.
We lost Jet Li.
I know. I've been pouring some for him for a long time. I didn't know this motherfucker was alive.
He's pouring one out for Jet Li. He's like, I'm right here. What are you doing?
Jet Li, what are you doing here?
So shit, just give it to me. What are you talking about?
Yeah, is there any other news from movies?
I'm telling you, I'm drawing a blank. That's what I'm trying to like.
Well, this kind of ties back to like kind of movies, but see the rumors of Konami and Kojima and Sony rebooting Silent Hills with Norman Reedus and all that stuff. Isn't that kind of crazy?
A bit. Just a bit.
Like, if that legit happens, it's exclusive to PlayStation, holy fuck. Holy shit. Like, that'd be fucking crazy if that happens. Especially something that you never would thought because of Konami's and Kojima's
pocket.
No, shaky relationship. So it's like, I don't know. I would love to see a fucking Silent Hills remake. You never played PT, right?
No, I downloaded it, but I never got to play it.
Is it still on your PlayStation?
No. I
had to download it, but I lost it. Because if you delete it, it's over. But you can still import it, I guess, from a USB drive. Like if you're able to get the file.
Yeah, it's way too much work.
Yeah. Fucking Tom Holland. Yeah, it's it'll be crazy. Silent Hills. So yeah, there's not much. I mean, in game news, I guess E3 got canceled. Like that's a big thing.
It's of course it's CinemaCon. I'm looking at almost everything that canceled. That's the most news you get from everything.
Anything that has more than 4 people gathering here is canceled.
Oh my god! I don't know.
Are restaurants closed? Like if you go to Fridays, what do you think?
They'll probably limit capacity and try to keep people separate.
Or it could be greedy and be like, no, let them all in.
Listen, that's what most people were. That's what most of these delays actually are about anyway. It's not about health. It's about, all right, a lot of people aren't going to go to the theater, so we're going to, shut the movie down until we can get more butts in the seats and actually make our money back. I mean, surprisingly, they haven't announced that, like, Black Widow's delayed or anything.
When's that?
That's in May. First week of May.
It's long away enough that you can say, okay.
So they're probably still, like, waiting a little bit.
They're banking on, like, but maybe by the end of April, this thing will start dying down. People will be hungry to go watch some movies in the movie theater. Black Widow's going to be right there waiting for them.
I mean, Camille and Johnny did a photo shoot, bro. That dude got ripped.
Yeah, that dude was like...
out of fucking everything.
Fucking what money does. Like, yeah, give him a private trainer. Fucking locks up all the food. Jeez, man. It's not like, it's like most of the news has to ties back to coronavirus.
Yes.
Like it's kind of fucking nuts. You want to talk about like what we've been playing and watching recently, or?
Yeah, we can go in there because I beat Dragon Ball.
Finally.
I mean, I still got a bunch of side missions to do, but.
How many hours is that a timer?
Yeah, I did about 60 hours.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So 63, something like that.
How did it take like a month, right?
About.
And did you play like every day, kind of?
Just try to play like an hour or two every day. Except for the weekends, sometimes I got a little more time in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you think? Was it the best Dragon Ball Z game you ever played?
I don't know if it's the best, but it's fun because it always hits you with that nostalgia. And they still, even like with some of the side missions now, a lot of them have to do with like older characters that weren't part of that universe. Yeah, like I was doing something with Ader, one of the original androids.
Yeah, but that's man. It's hard to keep track of all these fucking characters.
But I don't keep track of them. I only remember them now because once they show up, I'm like, oh yeah, that's... What's your name again?
Go up again? What box office? What the box office pictures all opens big, but not Pixar big.
Yeah, it had like a 40 million opening weekend.
What do you think of comparing it to Dragon Ball Fighter Z? It's a different type of game, so it's hard to compare. But like, do you think Fighter Z is more authentic to like DBZ or?
No, like Kakarot is pretty authentic. My only thing is that probably should have upped the difficulty for some of the boss fights a little more.
Did you think it was because you overpowered yourself?
Could have been that too, but
like,
but the thing is, like when I got to fight Boo, he was always like at least 1 or 2 levels stronger than me, but it was still easy to beat him. Mm-hmm. So you know, granted, I was doing Super Saiyan 3 and Ultimate Gohan at this point. So,
do you think they like one of the main complaints that I hear about the game is that they don't justify why it needed to be a RPG or whatever? Like, it just feel like those things are shoved into the fact that there's a story that needs to be told this specific way. Like, there was no budging.
I mean, it's literally just a show.
I know, but like, do you think that made the way what the game is? Do you think it meshed well with the story?
I think it was fine because what it did is it just allowed you to explore this world in your own terms, not going out doing it because I gotta get to this point. I gotta get to this point. I mean, yeah, it does that once you actually get to the mission stuff, but when you get to like the intermission portion, you can go wild exploring stuff. There's a lot of little Easter eggs. There are so many that I got tired of trying to find them all, and I was just like, I'm just gonna go back to the mission.
So many Easter eggs that you're like, play with Easter eggs anymore.
They're just eggs.
Yeah,
just regular normal eggs.
There's regular ass eggs. I'm still planning to. I mean, at this point, I don't know. I lost my shot, I think, to play that game completely because that 3 months we had, I've been spending just playing games that I already bought, so I'm trying to like go through those. Yeah. And next week is fucking Doom 2. I mean, Doom Eternal, so I'm gonna get that, and then I'm gonna be playing that for a while, and then.
I mean, I'm waiting for
Final Fantasy, and then.
Waiting for the next update for it because they have Trunks' time machine in there. Like when you beat the game, there's one mission where Trunks comes back again. But the purpose of his time machine is once they send the update up, it wasn't part of the complete game. It's for you to go back and either redo fights or do missions that you missed, like side missions that you missed.
Oh, that's cool. Is there a DLC announced for this thing?
They haven't announced. They said there's going to be 2 DLCs coming out, but they haven't. I mean, one of them, people have found stuff, you know, when they do their digging into the game. They have found Beerus and Whis, which are the God of Destruction, and the Angel from
Super?
Yeah, from the movie.
So they're doing like stuff after.
And they also found Broly in there. So they're like, maybe those 2 could have something to do with that. So you never know. But they said the next 2 parts of DLC actually go together, so it's like one continuous story.
I would hope if they were able to in the DLC. So basically, the base game, they have to strictly stay with the story.
Yeah.
Hopefully, the DLC sometimes I feel like they're able to kind of like
deviate a little. Which they do with the side missions. A lot of the side missions I'm doing now are just like new material. Yeah.
I would like to see that DLC. That'd be kind of cool. Like if you could like. Maybe stuff that was going on in the background that you never really seen the show, and like. I mean,
they obviously, like I said, they haven't announced what it is, but they say original DLC. So I don't know if that means like an original story.
Yeah, that makes it seem like it might be maybe not completely original in the sense, but like
yeah,
maybe the plot Original.
Because they could do Super, but why waste that when you could easily keep that for a sequel? Would be like, oh, the sequel.
But that's not even done, so how could they do that?
I mean, it is and it isn't. I don't know. The show technically is, but the manga's still going on. That's like two arcs ahead already.
I mean, if you figure the show, what was I gonna say? If you figure that the show stops right now, like if it stopped, like they just finish it.
I mean, it's been stopped for like 2 years now.
Yeah, so.
But it keeps getting announced that it's going to come back each summer, or the rumors keep showing that it's going to come back, and then something happens that it gets delayed.
I mean, you figure they could finish it because the next game might be done what? Like
I mean, there's already
4
four.
years?
There's 4 sagas in there already for Super, so there's enough to make another game.
There are 4 sagas in Super?
Yeah.
How long is Super? So as long as DBZ?
It's 100. I can figure this out right now.
Like from the beginning of Z to Cell, is that more than 200 episodes?
To Cell, DBZ ends at like 240 something.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh damn! So Super has a lot of shit. Super episode list count.
I'll go with list.
Holy guacamole!
That's more than I wanted. So it started in 2015 and ended in 2018.
How many Dragon Ball Super episodes are there? Right there. There are
131 episodes.
so
And plus the anime film Dragon Ball Super Broly.
so they're 100 shy to like almost being at
Yeah. So
Z left. I'm trying to think like how much more could they extract out of this thing? Like there was so much that happened in Z. Like how much more could they? Like I'm just in my mind I can't think about it. Like I just can't even envision because I haven't seen it on the Super, so I can't envision how much more of these same characters they could do.
Because if you figure that if they do Super, the first 2 arcs will be the same thing as the last 2 DBZ movies, where God of Destruction, and then the Frieza arc. Then you get to a new Future Trunks storyline. What was the one after that? Was it the Ultimate Tournament of Power after that? And that lasted a while, the Tournament of Power. I don't know how they do that. Well, actually, yeah, I can see how they do that. But you'd be switching from a bunch of characters.
Mm-hmm. They could do it. They laid the framework for that. Man.
So yeah, I think those would be the 4.
You know what I would love? I would love an original game. Like maybe if they gave the IP over to like somebody, like let's say like you know how like Rocksteady got Batman or something like that, or Insomniac got Spider-Man. Something like what if they give the IP to somebody to make a serious game, but it's set in Planet Vegeta, like before all this shit. Like that'd be cool to expand the lore and without like having to rely on.
They kind of did a little bit of that with the Dragon Ball Super Broly film. Where they kind of expanded.
Yeah, a little more, right?
Yeah, they went more into the Saiyans past and stuff.
I want to see a lot more of that.
Like you see more of Goku's dad. You see his mom, which is something they never mentioned before.
It's just Goku's face, the hair, and just boobs.
And then they make Broly hate Goku just because he cried.
Yeah.
They actually gave him a story.
So they showed Bardock?
Yeah, they showed Bardock.
Is it the same Bardock from Oina? Okay. Is he still like, I
don't know what. I have the Japanese version, so I don't know what he sounded like.
His sweet scar still?
Yeah, still got.
But you know they have to add it because they can tell the difference between them.
Yeah. Because like we can't. This looks too much like Goku.
It is Goku. We give him a red bandana.
Yeah.
Is that enough?
Yeah, the movie did a good job of expanding a lot of its backstory. So yeah, what have you been playing? We just kind of went on a Dragon Ball rant.
I just played this hot new game that came out.
5 years ago.
3 days ago. Yeah. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Xbox and PC. I'm playing on Xbox. It's on Game Pass because it's a Microsoft exclusive or whatever. It's also on Steam, but it's exclusive to Xbox console, I guess. Man, that game fucking kicks ass. God, that game is so good. Even the first game has the same thing because this is a sequel. It has a Pixar thing of like it just makes you teary-eyed. You know the beginning of Up. not a single word is said. Kind of. It's just like, I mean, it is like there's some words said, but like most of it is no
Very
words.
little,
It's just like showing, and you just like you get so much from it, and you just like you get tear. This is the same thing that happens in Ori. Man, that game, the charm. Like, I don't know if you would pull up like what it looks like. Have you seen it? Like the art style.
I've seen.
Man,
Yeah, I've seen it.
It looks good. This game looks good, and if a game could signify like exemplify like.
If a game could talk.
Like if looks could be deceiving, this game would be it. Like, cause you look at it, like if you look at this game just without thinking about it, it's like, oh, it looks like a, you know.
I'll just shut the sound off and I'll put a review on just in the background.
Kind of cartoony look or whatever, but not really. Like this game is fucking hard as shit. Like it's punishing every like single area you go to. Like every single area, it's like there's like could kill you. You could legit die. So you see the graphics, it looks fucking amazing. Like you playing it natively, it looks fucking awesome.
Watching a video of it right now. So.
Yeah, I mean, somebody could be playing it, but anyways, you know, through Game Pass on a PC. But anyways,
No, I'll tell Pedro about it. Don't worry.
Man, look at this game. You got a sword and everything. Like it's super deep too. Like there's RPG elements. Like there's a store now. You could like buy weapons and perks.
This legit looks like one of those rare Xbox games that I would actually like to play.
Oh man, dude, this game is fucking awesome. Like if you're into were you into Symphony of the Night back in the day?
Yeah, well, I could never beat the fucking game. But
okay. So this, I mean, I think if you play this on easy, maybe it won't be much of a hard time. But like, it's fucking hard. Like, I'll tell you right now, this game is tough.
Okay, never mind.
No, but it's tough, and not in a way that's like
annoying. Tough.
It's tough. Yeah, it's more annoying. Like, it's like it usually is because you're impatient or something. Or you're being impatient because everything is precise. Like once you learn, like I gotta jump here at this specific moment, then jump here, like because you learn a bunch of different mechanics. You learn like a dash. You learn like how to like grapple to other things, and there's like it's like a move that I think it shows it here that you could like hold on to things. See that? Like you could like launch yourself from these specific items. So you learn each of these moves, right? And then the game will then require you everything you learn, use it back to back. You know what I mean? Like, oh, so here I got a dash, then here you got it right there, right? Like they use it to get up there, use the thing to launch yourself, and
sounds like something like Guacamelee, which.
Oh yes, did you play Guacamelee?
Yes.
Did you like Guacamelee?
I did. I just got to a point where I couldn't pass.
Okay, so you would love this because I was actually gonna bring up Guacamelee. Like it's similar to Guacamelee in a lot of ways, but.
You know, reason I couldn't pass because exactly what you're talking about. I had to combine so many different things, and I'd get to a point. I'm like, I'm almost there. Then I'd fuck up in it.
I'll tell you this much: Guacamelee. This is better design than Guacamelee. I feel, even though Guacamelee, I think Guacamelee is fucking dope, and I love that game. Yeah. But I think that this game it's not as punishing as far as like, I gotta do this thing, then this thing, then this thing. Because Guacamelee, I think, has a lot of those things.
Yeah,
a lot of buttons you gotta figure out. And this game is a little more straightforward in that sense, but. But not at the same time. Like there's a lot of stringing of things together. But I feel like the checkpoints in this game are really good. You always get checkpoint right before like a thing.
It's not like Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh no.
Most frustrating part about that game is not getting to a checkpoint after you've done so much shit.
Yep.
It's like, what the fuck? I gotta do it all over again. Throw my controller.
No, they're like, they even ask me, you go. Turn off. Yeah. Well, right here you can see it's like escape sequence. So you gotta layer all these things together. Like then you launch yourself. Like this person sucks right here, but the video we're watching. But you can see how
about a reviewer, man.
Yeah. but you can see how it looks like there's a flow to this game. Once you get it down, there's a specific flow that's awesome. And if you're into like Symphony of the Night, Guacamelee, like you said, even Hollow Knight. It took a lot from Hollow Knight. The fact that there's a story, you could buy a map, like you can have currency and upgrade yourself and stuff. It's really cool. Dead. Yeah, he's done. And the cool thing, you have weapons now. That wasn't in the first. In the first, you only had like one ability thing. They could shoot like flames, but this one you got like a sword or hammer. You could get bow. You get the same thing. You get like a fragment, like 2 fragments, upgrade your health. And if you like collecting hidden stuff like that, you're gonna have a really good time on this. Did you play Guacamelee 2?
I haven't played 2, no.
Oh, dude, just fucking. I think your PC might handle this. Maybe, I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know, because the Xbox One version has some technical issues. I don't know if it's like because the hardware or what. But Guacamelee Guacamelee 2 and 1, I think, are on Game Pass too. So
I own 1 upstairs.
Yeah, I own 1. I had it. I played it on Vita, RIP. But Guacamelee 2 is actually on the Game Pass. But man, this game is fucking awesome. And I'm telling you, if you like those games, I think you like this one. And this one, you know,
it looks like something I'd be interested in.
But you know what this game has? None of those games have heart. Like that heart, like that feeling of like a Pixar movie. That heart, like these little cutesy animals and stuff. But like, there's some dark shit that happens and like really shocking stuff that's really fun. Guacamelee 2, man, what a game! I need to finish it, but that game is fucking awesome. I think Guacamelee 2 is actually, I think, speaking of it, it's actually better than the first one, because I think the first one has a lot of those, like, annoying ass moments. I think the second one, like Ori, they're annoying, but you know what you're doing wrong. You're like, okay, I gotta do this, and this. And, like, you feel like...
This feels like I wrote this game, though, just reading that pun.
The Chosen One returned. Oh, dude, that thing is filled with fucking puns like that. Like El Pollo and all that stuff, and...
Oh, I say that at work all the time. When they're like, yeah, Juan?
No, just get yourself the Xbox One and, you know, get this game.
I ain't buying an Xbox right now. The new one's coming out.
No, get an Xbox One. You can get those easy.
No.
Don't get an Xbox One, get an Xbox One. Come on.
It doesn't work.
God damn it.
It'll work for a day and then I'll break and... No.
Just put ABT card and it'll work. Jokes. We're Hispanic. Jokes.
No, we didn't get that from your name being Jose.
Oh, okay. No, you know, some people. Yeah.
I was watching a show earlier and there was some white dude named Jamal. Found that awkward as fuck. Not to sound racist, it was just, you know, you hear Jamal and then I see this really pale white dude. I'm like...
So, hey, Jamal, where you from? You know what I'm saying? Like where you grew up?
Yeah, it was I don't know. I don't even know. It was random. I was just confused.
Actually, I didn't meet the person, but I remember, and I forget where it was, man. It was years and years ago. There was a Hispanic dude with a Hispanic name. I think it was Pedro or something like that. But it's a white dude. And I remember, like, it was weird. And I think somebody asked him, and he was saying something like, "Oh, my mom, I was born in fucking Mexico, wherever it was, right?" Like, and they gave me a name based on where he was born. But he was a white dude with a fucking Hispanic ass name. I was like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, Pedro, who's normally on the show with us, but has been having issues.
No, I would ask that white guy, "Hey, do you have a hard time? Like, will you send out resumes? You don't get calls back?" Or
look at this Pedro guy. Nah, I can call him back.
Jeez. So yeah, aside from that, I've been playing more Doom, just trying to get it done. Game is fucking awesome.
I'm just mostly done with first-person shooters. So.
Dude, but that game is fucking awesome. It's more like old school. It's old school and new school. Like, it's old school that says you're just moving quick and just fucking shooting guns like crazy. Nope. And that's it. It's not like no. You know, actually, I've gotten back into, because I kind of forced myself and I really got into it, was VR. I got a fucking VR headset. Let me fucking use this goddamn thing.
I don't know. I got to fucking use mine.
Dude, I was playing Tetris Effect. Dude, I think I went on a trance. I swear to God. Dude, there's this level like you're in the desert and stuff, and you just like you're just playing Tetris. But you look, it looks like you're in the desert. Like, and there's like music and stuff that's going along with it, and as you're doing stuff, like it changes the scenery and stuff, and it's like...
Well, speaking of VR, it was interesting. PS Plus last month had the Fire.
I tried that.
You tried it?
So I don't have the gun controller. Yeah. I was using with the DualShock. Man, that's weird. Because you're going like this, but it's just showing your guy like this. Like, so there's like a disconnect with it. But it looks really cool though. Like, it looks...
That's why they say that they recommend getting the gun.
Yeah, it is fucking... Normally, if you play that game in 2D, like on a TV, like, it wouldn't be... it's whatever, just shoot guys. VR, but the fact that it's VR, somebody walks up on you, you get fucking scared, like a scary game. I was legit like walking by the hallways, like tipping in my tiptoes, like oh shit. And then whenever I saw anybody like pass by me, I was like, I got scared. And just shoot, like, oh, who's that? No, nothing, you know.
Who'd you kill? Nobody.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but I think that game, it feels like you're there.
I downloaded it just because I always download it. But it's cool that they're starting to put some VR titles.
I hope.
They need to do a little more of that.
Speaking of that, you saw their what's it called, PlayStation Now? They're fucking upgrading the service. It's way better now. Okay. Like, they added Control. They added Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and they added Wolfenstein 2. You should play Control. You should play Control.
Yeah. I'll see.
You should play Control.
Shut up! Yeah,
I'm telling you, how much we like that game. I fucking love that game. The weirdness of that game.
The weirdness of it.
Dude, God.
They like my weird shit. So.
Did you like Twin Peaks and all that crap?
No, I didn't watch Twin Peaks.
But you know the weirdness from it. You can see all the stuff that it inspired. You like X-Files and all that crap. Like it's
Twin Peaks was just too weird for me. Anything that involves the Cronenbergs. No, was it Cronenberg?
I don't remember.
No, I don't think that.
I'll tell you this much: it's weird as fuck. Like it's in that same vein. Like it legit is that same vein. Yeah, but I definitely recommend it. It's fucking awesome. Who did it?
David Lynch. Even weirder.
Yeah. So.
Lynch and Cronenberg, those are the two weirdest directors.
Yeah, that's a nice combo. But yeah. Yeah, that's all I've been playing really. I guess that's all the news we also have.
Well, I mean, I could give you a quick Narcos Mexico Season 2 review.
Oh, here we go.
Show's still fantastic.
Diego Luna, right?
Yeah, Diego Luna knocks it out of the park, like always.
Mm-hmm.
You just feel that tense where the thing with him is like he's a douchebag and an asshole. But you makes it so fucking hard to root against him.
He has charm.
He does. It's like even when you know he's being a dick, like he's ordering somebody to get killed, and you're just like, damn.
He's a bad guy, right? Like he's just a bad guy. Like
he's
Escobar.
the head. He was basically the one that organized the Mexican cartels.
Is he the dude before El Chapo, pretty much?
El Chapo's a character in the show.
Is he underneath this guy?
Way underneath, but
El Chapo then becomes the biggest one.
Yeah, like in the first season, El Chapo actually starts off as his driver, and then he lets him go under the boss of the Sinaloa side of the cartel, and that's where he is right now. Like the season ended with El Chapo like right under there, like one of his top hitmen. So it's building up to that where like the way it ended is going to build up closer to the 90s when all the cartels decided to break off.
Okay, so then they have all these different cartels versus each other, and then fucking the family's broken.
Ends up being like all-out war. I mean, it's going off history, so you can look up exactly what happens. Obviously, they'll change points here and there for dramatic effect on the show.
It needs to be a show.
But overall, it stays still pretty close to like history of how shit happens. So. Like when somebody dies, they die the way they died in real life. Because then they show you like the actual like photos and stuff of like the scene after like
really.
Or when somebody gets arrested, they'll show you like the real footage of the person getting arrested. Yeah.
I think I saw like the first 2 episodes of Narcos and it was fucking awesome. Then we stopped watching it.
Yeah, the only Narcos I haven't seen was the original series 3rd season. Because in the first episode. My wife has a thing with very violent stuff. In the first episode, one of the characters ties up a guy to about 4 different bikes, each limbs, and they all drive off.
And fucking tear them apart?
Yeah, so she was like, nope.
That's who showed it?
They didn't show it, but you know how it is. Your head always, makes it worse than what they actually show. Like, they show, like, a far away distance, so you see like a body, being dragged off, but you don't see it.
Like even the head, like I mean, it's crazy. Like it's a movie, but like this shit fucking was real. Like this, it still is real. Like
that's what I think. That's what disturbed her more was because these people really did this shit. Like they did shit to people.
It's still going on.
I know.
Like.
Oh yeah,
this shit here happens in Mexico. Like holy shit.
Well, there's characters in Narcos Mexico. That's still around today. Like we talked about El Chapo, yeah, he's still around. But there's other guys who are still like in charge of their territories there. So it's like, or some that either just got arrested fairly recently. But what the thing like Diego Luna said in an interview is like, he's like, I'm Mexican, I'm from here, and we heard stories. It's like I didn't know how bad the corruption in the government was until I started reading these scripts, and I'm like, oh, where'd you get this? And he was like, obviously they have like people on the inside that are giving them information, to make it accurate. There's even points where they talk about certain people on the show that they bleep out. Like they bleep out the name.
Really?
Like they're like, oh, this blah, blah, beep. So, especially we can't name this person. We know who's doing this fucked up shit, but we can't name them on the show, so we're covering our ass. But,
wow.
So yeah, but the season ended to the point where I'm like, oh, I can't wait to the next season.
Speaking of like real things turned into movies, who's writing a movie about this shit going on right now?
Coronavirus.
You know for a fact somebody's writing a script right now.
Well, yeah, I got one started upstairs. It's called My Corona.
My Corona.
The beat kind of goes. We're getting soon.
It's gonna involve lime.
Gotta give me some lime Corona.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we should wrap it up now.
Well, wrap that shit up, B.
Wrap the shit up, dude. You should be wrapping that shit up,
you
bro.
Wrap that shit up, B.
No, I wanna.
You do it.
All right.
Peace out.
Like, subscribe, share it if you enjoyed today's episode. Again,
we're sorry for some of the inconsistent uploading. It's just hard to manage everybody's schedules.
Yeah.
I mean, my schedule's finally starting to free up a little. Thank God.
My life is around my schedule constantly changing.
We can always Skype you in, like we talked earlier. Pedro and I can be here.
You can beam me up. Anyways.
They're right there.